remember I had this job interview where they asked me something that I was bad at, and I paused and I didn't know what to say. So I said, speaking. And the answer was very true. I am quite nervous about speaking to people or even a person. I was chatting with my wife after the interview, and I told her, I go, yeah, they asked me this question. And then she's like, oh, did you say basketball? And I said, no, I didn't say basketball. She goes, oh. Then there's a little bit of a pause. And then she goes, how about your use of commas? If you ever send a message, you don't know where to put a comma. I said, no, I didn't put commas. She said, okay. How about decision making? She said, you're terrible at making decisions. And I'm like, yep, I should have decided not to ask you this question and everything. And then we began to realize that the three examples that she gave were alphabetized: basketball, commas, and decision making. And I was like, you have a list and it's alphabetized? I go, how long has this been going on? It made me think about all the things that I am pretty bad at and how that's impacted my life, both personally and professionally. And I think it's kind of interesting how something that you can be bad at will force you to look for alternative ways of getting the same job done. And I am not a great speaker. I'm not a great lecturer. So the impact of that not being a go-to tool for me changed my approach and how I functioned in the class. 10, 15 years ago, this is nothing new now, but 10, 15 years ago, the fact that I didn't want to have a teacher-centered class, mostly because I wasn't great at speaking, meant that I shifted the roles of teaching and sharing and commenting and thinking and facilitating onto the students' shoulders. And it ended up being very good for the class. It had a great effect on the classroom culture. Students felt empowered. They felt confident because they were able to show their understanding in a variety of different ways. And it's interesting how that approach in part started because I did not feel I was a very good speaker.